Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. How are you today?
Okay.
I am doing very well.
Okay.
Nice
Well,
to see you.
because I am
As
doing
well,
a
as well.
It's been a very, very long time.
Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of months. Things are opening back up. It's been actually super busy the last month. I think we're having an entire spring market compacted into 1 month. It's been a little nutty. So it's good to see things coming around. It's still, it's going to be a long haul, but we're heading in the right direction, I think.
Yes, I think so. As long as everybody continues being safe and doing the proper things.
Yep. Absolutely.
Agree.
Well, I want to go ahead and first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for attending. We've got quite a few people coming in still. My name is Mike Reibel. I'm one of the managing brokers and owners of Realty Advantage. We've got 3 branch managers. I think we've got 2 of them on here. Basically, today's meeting will be about an hour long. We're going to probably spend about 45 minutes. We're very excited to have Chris Crummitt on today's call. She's the owner and founder of Picture Perfect LLC. We're going to hopefully introduce some new tools to everybody that you can use for not only marketing any current listings or upcoming listings that you have, but also to kind of get you to look at this in a little different way where you really want to kind of look at it as a portfolio that you can use when you're speaking with sellers to get new listings. I use the example often, if you're going to have a deck put on your house, you're typically going to want to see pictures from the contractor of other work that they've done. If you're going to interview an architect for putting on a significant addition, same thing. You're going to want to look at the portfolio. And when you're sitting down with potential sellers, if you can actually show, hey, look, this is what I'm bringing to the table. These are the marketing tools that I use. These are some examples of prior listings that I've sold. It's really going to give you an advantage when you're out there. And I think all of us would agree, we'd love to have more listings right now. It's a tight market, to say the least. And the more inventory that you can actually control, the easier it's going to be to grow your business. I don't like to have people on these calls that I haven't personally worked with. So I do want to put that out there. And I just had a listing, and I used Chris's company to do a pretty extensive marketing package. Some of it I wanted to do, other I wanted to see what it looked like. And I have to say, Chris, from the person that did the scheduling to the actual person that came out and did the actual on-site photography and the video work, everybody was very professional. They were on time. We did have to reschedule once. We had a house where they had children at home, and everybody obviously is a little on edge with COVID and everything else. So, she came booties, mask, very, very professional, and the product was absolutely unbelievable. I talked to the seller, and he was like, yeah, my wife just keeps looking at the video over and over and over, and she's sending it to all of her friends. And look at our house. It's never looked this good. If it ever looked this good, I would probably be staying. So the video is fantastic. And I think it's little things that I think that Chris will be able to explain here. We get a lot of questions. What's the difference between a virtual tour and a video walkthrough? What is Matterport? How is that different from the virtual tour I get from Bright MLS that's free? There's a very big difference. So all of this stuff is going to help you when you build your personal agent brand, your marketing portfolio, and the more things that you can put on the table in front of a seller other than talking about commission, which I think we'd love to all do. It's all about bringing value to the table. So with that said, if you have a loud sound, dog barking, kid comes in the room, terrorizing the place, whatever, please just mute yourself. We can do it a little bit. If you have a question, feel free to go ahead and ask. You can either unmute yourself, ask a question, or just chat put the question in the chat box, and I'll do my best to kind of keep an eye on that. We're going to have about 15 minutes at the end. Everybody can ask any questions they want. I know that Chris is going to walk you through a lot of their products, and we're excited to have her on board right now. So with that said, I'm going to hopefully turn it over to her, if I can do this properly here. Okay, so Chris, you are now the host, hopefully.
I think so. Thank you so much, everyone. Good morning. This is only my second official Zoom meeting, so bear with me if I click something wrong. I think Mike had made some really good points. Like Picture Perfect, the thing that makes our company stand out different than everybody else is that we believe in helping you guys market yourselves as well as the property, right? The property will come and go, but we really coach our agents, and I encourage our agents to think about their branding, the product that they put forth to their prospective sellers. We work with a lot of top producers in the Maryland area and Pennsylvania too, actually. And I firmly believe that social media is a big part of what you guys should be doing. And I'm going to talk about that today and how our system helps you to easily, really easily integrate the tours that you do with us into your own personal social media. And I have a really talented staff of ladies who help me. One of them is Tess, and she is really good at marketing. And so what we've been doing, if agents maybe only have Facebook and they don't have Pinterest and Instagram and LinkedIn, we'll be happy to help you set that up, because we believe so strongly that you should have all of those platforms, because when you use us, it almost seamlessly goes into all of your social media. And I'll show you how that works, but trust me, it's very simple. So if you don't have any of those platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube, I strongly encourage you to set them up. And if you need help, call me or email me and we'll set up an appointment and I'll help you do that. So I'm going to share my screen. Bear with me here. And I think it's this one. Okay, so can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Yay, okay. This is the homepage of my website, pictureperfectllc.com. And first of all, we'll go through, like Mike said, some of the products that we offer, and I'll explain to you the difference. So the main question I get is, what's the difference between a virtual tour and a walkthrough video? Our virtual tour, which we call a single property website, is basically taking the still photos, putting them into a virtual tour. And on our platform, not only do you have the virtual tour, but you have the information about the property. It's branded with your information. There's a map, there's school information. And if you do a Matterport or a walkthrough video, it's all incorporated. And I'll show you that in a little bit. So a virtual tour is basically comprised of still photos. The walkthrough video, we use an actual video camera to walk through the house, you know, and show all the rooms like the client is walking through it. We set it to music. We also have the ability for the agent to do like an agent intro, which some of my agents have really loved and are now doing with a lot of their new listings. So we're able to like film you with the property. Maybe one example I'll show you is a big farm. So we film the agent kind of walking down the drive, talking about this huge estate. And then we went from that to a drone, an aerial video. And then sometimes if you want, we can also go into the house. So we have regular walkthrough videos where you don't have to be on camera. My photographers go to the house, take care of it all for you. And then we have another package where you can do the agent intro and it's branded with you. So that's really cool. Also with the walkthrough videos, one of the benefits I would say is we upload it to Zillow for you. And so, you know, when you attach a video to Zillow, more times than not, your property gets displayed at the top of the search. Doesn't always happen, they don't guarantee it, but almost always you'll come up in the top of the search. So that's another good reason to do a walkthrough video. We give you the file. You can download, you can put it up on your own YouTube channel as well. It's hosted on ours too. And believe you can take that link and put it into Bright, but I think during COVID you're allowed to have your branding, but I could be wrong. Maybe check with Mike about that. Aerial photography, we have a drone pilot on staff, Elizabeth. She's excellent. And for aerial photography, we can either shoot still photos, video, or a combination of both. It's really, really popular. Lots of homeowners I've noticed are requesting it. The thing I would say though, if the homeowner is talking to you about wanting aerial, it's not made for every house. Like when an agent says, what do you think about, should I have drone on this property or not? I say, is it near a busy highway? Are you right next door to your neighbor? Does the roof look really bad? If you answer yes to any of those questions, you should think about if it really is going to help market the property or not, right? I mean, people have hired us to do them on townhomes and really small lots, and really, I'm not sure it does the best for the property. So be aware of your property and counsel your sellers accordingly, I think. Especially if the roof is in bad shape, you are going to see it for sure. And if it's surrounded by trees, which they've had us go out and shoot properties that's surrounded by trees, just know when that drone is up high, pretty much all you're seeing is trees. It's a waste of money, right? So really know your property before scheduling drone. Matterport 3D is like the hottest thing going, especially with COVID. I love, love, love this product. I don't know if anybody has seen it. I'll show you an example in a little bit, but if you can see on my screen, it's taken with a different camera. And basically we set the camera down, it spins 360, we move it 6 feet, it spins 360, and we slowly go through the house, and it builds this tour, like in this dollhouse form is what it looks like. It sends the scans to my iPad, and then we upload it in its process. But when it's done, the prospective buyers are actually able to walk through the home like they're really there. It's really like an open house 24/7, right? A lot of our commercial agents use it because they want to weed out the people who really aren't interested in the property. They make them walk through it on the Matterport before they actually set up a showing, which I think is very clever. The Matterport comes with a floor plan with room measurements on it. That's always a great plus. Something to keep in mind is if we don't actually scan the space, it doesn't show up on the floor plan. So if you want like the garage or the unfinished space to show up, make sure and let us know so that we take a Matterport of that area. One of the things we're able to do, like if let's say your storage space is really cluttered and doesn't really look the best. That happened to one we just shot the other day. What we're able to do is we open the door like to the space a little ways, and then we do a scan on either side of the door. And then when we're finished, I hide the scans in the storage area. So that's really cool. So you can have it on the floor plan, but you don't necessarily have to allow people to walk that space. I think a lot of photographers don't take advantage of that. And I think it's a really great feature. You have to think about it before the photographer gets there though, because anything that we scan, the doors have to be open, right? So if we're in the lower level and we scan upstairs, if there's a door at the top of the stairway, you have to make sure that door is open so that you can actually keep traveling through to the next floor, if that makes sense. Since COVID, that has probably been one of our most popular products that the agents have been ordering. And from what I hear, I don't think that's going to go away. I think it's a really great tool. Something else that we do is Twilight Photography. We have two different options for you. One, the photographer can actually go to the home at night. Right now it's around 8:30, 8:45, and they actually shoot all the photography and then process it. It's $175. And a lot of my agents do it with every house just because it's a part of their marketing plan. But like, if your seller would like to have Twilight, but they only want a couple pictures, maybe one of the front, one of the back, whatever. We have a virtual Twilight that my Pennsylvania agents are really loving. And we can take the front photo, maybe one of the pool, whatever you want, and digitally turn it into a Twilight. And that's only $15 an image. So you can offer the virtual Twilight without paying $175. So, you know, I like to talk, especially to my new agents, about how to spend their marketing dollars wisely, right? Think about what really makes sense. If your seller wants regular photography, Matterport, Twilight, maybe you can save $150 by saying, we'll give you 2 virtual Twilights or 3 for, you know, $30 or $45 versus $175. That virtual Twilight on the computer, my screen, I think that's actually generated on the computer. They look very real. You have to, it's very hard to tell them apart. So it's an option for you. I know that, you know, we all have to spend our money wisely. Just so you know, my photographers have been with me for quite a while. We all shoot the same. We all have the same full frame cameras. A lot of virtual tour companies don't really dictate what cameras their photographers use. And I can tell right away if it's a full frame camera or not. And that means, you know, it basically translates into how well the photo is going to look, the resolution when we're done. So all of my photographers have professional full frame cameras, 16mm lenses, so they're wide angle, they're not fisheye. I personally think our photos are picture perfect.
Hey, Chris, I would like to say something about that too.
Yeah.
I think most people know me. I'm kind of a tech dork, but I have actually a pretty nice, you know, decent DSLR camera, and I shot the house myself just because I wanted to compare. I already knew, you know, I was going to have you guys do it professionally. And I think out of the 30 pictures I put on Bright, I only ended up using one of mine. And I'm pretty handy with Photoshop and everything else, but it's, again, it's the equipment, it's the flash, it's the post work, it's a lot of stuff, but they look amazing. So
thank you. It is a lot. It's a lot of stuff combined. Like at the beginning, some of my agents, one in particular, thought, oh, I can just do it myself. So she spent $4,000 on a camera and bought all this stuff, and she shot one house, and she called me and she said, yeah, I'm wrong. I want to keep hiring you. I mean, again, think about how much your time is worth, right? So you don't even have to be at the home if your home is ready for us to photograph. And you can spend that time getting a listing or writing a contract or showing property. You know, my photographers are very trained. We know the angles to take. We know the lighting. We post-process every single photo that we take. We put in blue skies. For our interior photos, we always remove the shadows and the wires. You know, we try and make them look as perfect as possible without misrepresenting the property. Agents have said, will you, you know, actually, one of them said, Photoshop out a tree, and I said, no. You know, I mean, we have rules that we are governed by, and all of my photographers are very aware of it. So we do Photoshop, but we don't Photoshop like that. So one of the things, actually, this is the biggest thing I love about this platform. I moved to this platform last January, so we've been on it like 1.5 years, and I'm telling you, I am in love with it because I really believe in social media. I founded my company on social media, and everybody needs social media. If you don't like it, hire somebody to do it for you. You have to have social media, in my opinion. So in the back end of my tour system, you have the links to the branded tour. You get a link to an unbranded tour. You get 4 different YouTube videos. 2 of them are what we call our teaser videos. One is square, and is perfect for Instagram. One of them is landscape, and that one we use on Facebook. So the teaser videos are 26 seconds long, and they're made to give a buyer, you know, a little hint about what the property is without them having to sit through a 3-minute YouTube video. But then we also give you a full-length branded YouTube video and an unbranded one. Always the unbranded tours that we give you are the ones that have to be posted on Bright. So you have a choice. So you get the 4 YouTube videos. And for the new agents who work with me, I always ask if you have a YouTube channel, because what we're able to do is link your YouTube channel to my system. So when you do a shoot with me, it automatically uploads to your YouTube channel. Check it off. You don't have to do that part of the marketing, right? It goes up with keywords and all of that good stuff, and you don't really have to worry about it. I would say my agents really love that feature. Another thing that we have in the back end is called social media flyer tiles. And if anybody is friends with me on Facebook, you'll see probably them on there a lot. They look like postcards, and they're pre-designed. One of them says just listed, one says new on the market. There's one for an open house. There's one that says sold in, and then there's a box, days. And so like if you sell your property in 2 days, you can put the number 2 in there and it'll say sold in 2 days. And then all you have to do is click a button and it downloads to your computer as a JPEG, and then you can take that and put it on any of your social media. It is like such a good tool. And my very successful agents, they are very good about harnessing our marketing power, I have to say. I can track the leads that they get, and a lot of them come from Facebook. Facebook is so powerful. So if you're not using Facebook, you need to call me. So that's the social media flyer tiles. And then, of course, if you need, we have the ability to embed the videos. You can embed it in your website if you want. There's flyer templates in the back end of my marketing program, in the back end of the tour system. So you can create your own flyer if you want. However, 2 of my packages, the 225 and the 250. So the 225 tour, for instance, comes with photography. It comes with all the back end of the marketing, so the YouTube videos. And we also create a flyer for you, because before I created Picture Perfect, I was an assistant to a couple top realtors. And so when I founded Picture Perfect, I thought, what do my realtors need? And I pretty much know what you needed, because it's what I did for my realtors every day. And so we tried to be a one-stop shop for all of your needs. We give you a flyer you can print yourself. In fact, we give you 2. One is branded with the listing number and the price, and one is without. And they're PDFs, so you can print them out. So there's no need to really create your own flyer unless you, I don't know, you want to be creative and you have time on your hands. I don't know, whatever. We also have an 800 number that you can use to put on a sign writer, and we can create these sign writers for you. I have 2 agents who get the sign writers with every listing. So we can do a custom domain, which is usually the propertyaddress.com, and do a writer with just that. We have an 800 number. So when you put that writer on your sign out front of the home, if somebody pulls up and dials the number, they listen to a recording about the property that's generated automatically, and it instantly texts you with their number, and they tell you what property they're at. I'm surprised at how effective that is. Like, I thought that really smart buyers can just plop in the address, and you know, there's 1,000 websites where they can get that information from, but surprisingly, people do it. I have one team and they do it with every listing. I'm surprised. So
What's the turnaround time for those riders?
So we usually order them when you place the order with me, and you get them in about 3 or 4 days. So
Okay.
normally by the time we give you the photos, you have the rider.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, that's another thing. So another question I get is, what's your turnaround time? If we shoot a house on Monday, you have the photos Tuesday morning by 9 o'clock. If we shoot on Friday, you have them Saturday morning. If we shoot on Saturday, you have them Sunday morning. Like, I understand how time sensitive all of this stuff is. My girls don't work on the weekends, but I do. So I kind of keep your hours. My realtors call me, text me early in the morning, late at night. Like, I am just here for you. Because I believe that that's important. When you call me, if you get my voicemail, I'll call you right back. It's because I'm on the phone. You know, you don't have to press 1 and for English and all that stuff. So turnaround time is very quick. We can also create brochures for you. Some of my agents get brochures with every listing. We have 2 sizes. One we call our small. It's 8.5 by 11 front and back. It's printed professionally. We partnered with a printer. It's on heavy paper. It's UV coated. It's a really nice product. You get 70 brochures. No, I'm sorry, 66 brochures for $70. I have really good pricing with my printer. And if we place the order by 2 o'clock, Monday through Thursday, they're overnighted to your office and you get them the next day. Now, if we place the order on Friday, you won't have them until Monday because UPS isn't delivering them over the weekend. But, you know, if you have a property where you really want to wow them and it's, you know, 500,000 or whatever, and you want to do a brochure, we can help you with that. We also have a large brochure, which is 4-sided. So it looks like a book. It's 8.5 by 11 and it opens up. So it's 4 pages. That one I think is $95 for 50, I believe. In the back end of my tour system, you also have a weekly traffic report that you can sign up for. We don't turn it on automatically because some agents don't care. Excuse me, but you can track where the hits are coming from. And the cool thing we do is we have this thing called a refer URL. So at the beginning, when my agents were sharing the traffic reports, it looked like all the traffic was being generated from us because, excuse me, we put it on all of our social media. We send a just listed email out to our agent database with our 250 package. It gets a lot of exposure. My agents were going, hey, it looks like I'm not doing my job. So we created this thing where when we post to all of our sites, it looks like it's coming from you or your website in the traffic report. That's really cool. Excuse me. So you get that if you want to turn it on. Does anybody have any questions so far?
No, I'd definitely like to see some of the examples, mainly the walkthrough video.
Yep.
I got a text from someone asking about that.
Okay. So this is the back end of my tour system. So when you log in, and all of your tours are in here, by the way. So some agents use this for every listing, which I think is smart because we have branding and everything else. So that's something I should have showed you too. So on my website, you can choose, excuse me, we have different layouts for our single property websites. We have the Vegas series with different color combinations, Orion, Jupiter, Apollo, and we just launched, and it's not on here yet. One, if you have co-listers, we have a template for, it's called Gemini, and it features both of the agents up here. And then,
and just to be clear too, I just want to clarify, these are websites that are specific to the actual property.
yeah,
They're not agent sites, but they're specific for marketing that particular listing.
yeah, I'll show you that. You can also For our flyers, we give you 5 different options to choose from so that yours doesn't look like everybody else's, and we can change the color combinations. We have different, this is our large brochure, and then our small one is down here. And if you, like, let's say you really have a brochure that you use all the time that you're already using for your branding, we'll do our very best to recreate that for you. We've done that before. So I'll just show you what, so this is what the single property site looks like. It has, this is the Vega template that truthfully is my most popular right now for some reason. People love Vega. It gives you the property details. So it has the description. She didn't put very much in, but normally we put in the bedrooms, the baths, the square footage, obviously the price, the listing number. The flyer that we create for you, we upload here. The photo gallery is here, and you're able to make it larger. This is a virtual Twilight. This was done on the computer. So that's here. Oh, sorry, I closed it. Your contact information, so it's branded with the brokerage information as well as yours. And if you have any social media sites you have, they'll be displayed here, and they go to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, which is nice. And then there's the map and school information if they want to display it. Some agents don't want to put the school information on there, but we can put it on. Oh, school and local information. So that's, when I say a virtual tour or a single property website, that's what ours looks like. It's like it's almost like a website just for that property. And I recommend that the agents pick a theme, pick a color, and stick with it so all your branding is the same. Because one of the things in the back end of the tour that we can do too is, let me close this. You can have your own gallery of tours. Like on my website, did I close it? I have a gallery of tours here, and you're able to, Mike, you had mentioned keeping track of your sold properties, right? So in the back end, I can help you set it up so you can have either active, pending, and sold on one screen, and these will all be yours, and you can create a page on your website and put it there. Or you can separate out the sold, and you can have a page on your website that's just your sold properties. And then, you know, when they click on it, it goes right to the tour. So that's another thing that helps you with your branding. You know, people can say, oh, wow, they always use professional photography. They have a really great product. I want to use them. And I know some agents are like, I don't want to pay for professional photography if the home is $200,000. And I say you should do it on every property, because you never know if that seller with the $200,000 condo has a friend that has a $600,000 home, right? That's why I talk about branding. Like, all your social media should be branded the same. You should pick a header, you should pick colors. They should match your website. They should all be the same. Your photography should all be the same. Your products should all be the same, because you never know where that next lead is coming from, right? If you do a crappy job on a $200,000 home and their friend who has a really big house sees it, they're going to think, well, I don't want to market with that person because they did a crappy job, right? I mean,
I think it all goes back to is building your portfolio.
exactly.
And you want something, if you're it's not just this particular property you're trying to sell.
Right. It's more
that
about
next seller
marketing.
you may be talking to 6 months down the road, a year down the road, whatever it is.
Right.
And I think that if you have, you know, material like this, it goes a long way for, again, bringing that value to the table.
Yeah.
There's one thing I was curious about too. There's usually what agents are trying to do is get quality pictures. The next step is actually getting the presentation part of it created. The next step is actually getting it online to their social media. And I know that when I had the package done with you guys, I went through the back end, and one thing I thought was really slick, if you could show that, is the back end where it's already got the Facebook. There you go. Facebook, Pinterest, everything else is already done for you, which is fantastic.
So this is the marketing kit that has the links to the tours. Here's where your flyers will be. And these are the social media flyer tiles I was talking to you about that you can just download. You can also change the photo. We have one just for Pinterest. Here is the YouTube videos. But if you go to the site activation page, which is where I tell everybody they should go, so the first thing I would recommend you do is log into all your social media sites, right? Make sure you're all logged in. And then you can come over here to Facebook and click on branded front image share. And what it will do is it will open up your Facebook page. It'll put the tour in there see it's branded with your picture, and then you say something about it and you hit post to Facebook. It's that simple. All you have to do. The same for Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. Instagram is the only fussy one that if you guys use Instagram, you know it's really kind of tricky. It's better if you do it on your phone. I mean, there's ways to do it on your computer, and I can show you how, but not today. But you can also share it from your computer. And then what happens is it keeps track of the click-throughs. Like obviously she shared this on Twitter, and 22 people from her Twitter post saw the tour, right? So you can keep track of the click-throughs here. But it's literally that simple. Like I think I'm logged into my LinkedIn. So if you click on LinkedIn, see it automatically puts it in there. You can write something about it. You can add hashtags, and then you can post it. See how easy that is? Literally, you can do this in, I would say, 15 minutes. You can share it to all your social media sites in 15 minutes and be a hero. And what you want to do is start, if you do have social media sites, definitely put your listings out there. And if you don't have sites, set them up. Same thing with Pinterest. You click pin, it opens up your Pinterest page, puts it in there. YouTube, like I said, if you have a YouTube channel, it automatically goes up there and you don't even have to worry about it. So I think that's really cool. It's so simple. You click a button, you write something, you hit post. Everyone can do that, right?
And that's with all the tours, or is that a certain package?
That's with all the tours. If you get a virtual tour, you automatically get the back end. The only thing you don't get with all of our tours is the just listed email and the social media blast. That only comes with the $250 package. But I personally think that for $250, you get the photography, everything. It's a pretty reasonable price. And then, you know, you can really start building your branding.
Agreed. Could you show us the Matterport tour?
Yep. So Matterport, this one has Matterport, I think. No, which one has Matterport? So this is the Matterport tour. And you can see, like, here's the regular photos, the gallery tour. This is Matterport. And so when you click on this, the camera doesn't really work outside. Like you can't walk outside very well because it's an infrared camera and it doesn't work. So what we do is we take like a 360 where people can kind of look around and see the property, but you can't really walk here. And we do it the same for the back, see? But then once you go inside, then you're inside the house. And every place you see a circle, you can click on it and travel through the house. And actually, you can just click and it'll take you there. So let's say we want to go see what's down this hallway. Literally, you just click, see? And it's like you're touring the property and you go, oh, wow, that's nice. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's the kitchen. I want to go see the kitchen. So you click over here and it zooms you into the kitchen. So I think Matterport is super cool. It, you know, especially with the younger buyers, they're all about technology. With COVID, people can actually tour the house and walk through it before they set up a showing. You know,
Any kind of video is going to get you so much more traffic online.
right. So a big difference between the walkthrough video and the Matterport is with the walkthrough video, it's a video. You watch it. It's not interactive, right? You can't say, wait a minute, and stop it and say, oh, I want to go look over here. You know, oh, I want to really see what that floor is. I really want to see what those lights are in the ceiling. You can't do that with the walkthrough video, but you can with Matterport. And then Matterport comes with these floor plans that have the square footage. And you get one per floor, and then you also get a PDF of all of it together. And so what some of my agents do wisely is that the floor plans come as a PNG, but we changed them into a JPEG for you because a lot of agents don't know how to do that. And then you can upload the floor plans right into Bright, which I think is very smart. So that is the
Chris, can you show the dollhouse look real quick on that tour?
Oh yeah, hold on. So the dollhouse look is this one. So it's oops, sorry.
It's kind of crazy looking the first time you see it, but again, for the tech savvy and the younger buyers, they really do. They love that feature.
Yeah, where's my dollhouse at? I lost it. So there's the floor, so there you go. So, you know, it kind of gives you an overview of the house. It's kind of cool. You can go to the different floors, you can walk through it. And one of you was asking me about the fly-through video. Not everybody does it, but what we do, because I've heard that some older people have a hard time navigating Matterport, and so we create what we call a fly-through video, and it automatically travels you through the house. You can stop it whenever you want to, but if people just want to play it and watch, that's what the fly-through video is. So I think somebody asked me about that. Yeah. And then if you want to stop, you can stop. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yes, Chris, and what package includes the photo gallery and the 3D Matterport?
The Matterport is an add-on. I only have 3 or 4 basic packages, and then you can add this on. The pricing goes by square footage, and so I didn't want to create 50 million packages. So on my shopping cart, you can just pick what you want. This person also did a drone video, and so we're able to put the drone video here. Oh, Lordy. So that's Matterport. I wanted to show you this really quick. This is an example of the agent branding.
Hi, I'm Chuck Zepp from eXp Realty. I proudly present Timberley Farm, the Martin Estate. Purchased this property in 1956, raised 11 children and hundreds of Holstein dairy cows.
And it is smooth.
This is a really great marketing tool if you have a big
over
farm. You know what I mean?
connections and Zoom meeting, but it's very smooth on the aerial one.
Oh,
to get that done.
Yeah. So it's it's an option if this one's $2.5 million. So we did a lot of marketing for that puppy. When you're in the back end watching the tour, you can also, if you're logged into your social media, you can also click one of these buttons and also share it on your Facebook. This is another place you can do it. It's just as simple. You click Facebook, same thing. It opens up your Facebook and puts it in, and you can say something and post. So we also offer virtual staging. That has become quite popular lately for some reason. If you have a vacant property and it doesn't show that well, virtual staging is an option. Basically, we can photograph the property, and then through the Adobe programs, Photoshop, we can insert furniture. So it's, if you can see the before and after, I think the furniture looks pretty real. And it's, if you don't have thousands to spend on staging, but you don't want it to, you know, you don't want to market a vacant room, you can stage like 3 or 4 rooms. It's $40 an image. So you can spend under $200 and have 4 images versus bringing in real staging if you want to. That's an option. This is my sister company. You can do it through Picture Perfect, but this is my sister company.
Yeah,
What
I
did
actually
I
used
not
virtual
touch on?
staging on a condo that was vacant. Same thing. I looked through all the competing listings
Yeah.
before we went to market. Everyone looked exactly the same. You know, they were all, it was like 3 or 4 vacants. That was our competition. So we did the virtual staging, and it worked out great. So it's come a long way. Before, back in the day, you had like the floating furniture and, you know, the fisheye feel. It looked really weird, but
Yeah.
no, the technology today, it's very nice.
It's really something. And like those pictures look so much better on a brochure
Mhm.
and in your tour than just an empty room. So it's an option. But to go back to the branding, and whether you use me or another company, it really doesn't matter. I would spend some time thinking about, you know, what kind of image you want to put out, what kind of business do you want to get, and then really create a cohesive look. You know, colors, make sure all of your social media looks the same. Be sure and post to all of your sites. I mean, it doesn't take that long. And I think in the long run, you'll get listings. The top agents I work with, I can tell you they all harness social media and they all do very well. Another good thing to think about is reviews. Those are so popular. I mean, so important. You have a Google My Business page. If you don't, you should get one. And then encourage your clients to put testimonials out on Google, put testimonials out on Facebook. I mean, if you're kind of lost on where to begin, you don't even have to use me. You can just call me and I'll give you some pointers and some tips on what you should do. I think nowadays, it's not even like an option. Nobody runs ads really in newspapers. I don't think. It's all online, right? Like I talk about building your network, building your connections on LinkedIn, building your Facebook friends, be the mayor of your online community, right? It's, I don't know, to me, it's like one of the most important things you can do. So
Hey Chris, since you're the host right now, I don't want to take away the screen sharing. Are you able to unmute some of the participants in case anybody has any questions?
I think so. Do I click over here?
If you click on participants off to the right, there should be able to either manually do each one, or if there might be a button for unmute all.
Oh brother. I'm trying to see where I don't know where that, oh wait, mute. Oh no, oh I see it. I think I have, oh I'm sorry, I don't know if I know how to, let's see.
If you click on each of the red microphones, it'll unmute everybody, or there should be a button there.
Oh, hello.
There you go.
There we go. Oops, didn't work for you. Why not?
I think everybody can unmute themselves too if you wish to answer.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think I know how to do it. This is only my second meeting. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're doing great.
Not everybody's unmuted. I'm sorry. Do you want to take over so you can unmute them? Do you guys know how to do it?
Yeah, I can do that. We will lose the screen sharing as far as you being able to show all that.
Oh wait, I think everybody's maybe is unmuted now. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, I'll stop sharing so you can do it.
Okay. All right, we'll go through each one.
I'm good with social media, but not so much Zoom.
You did great. All right. I'm going to take back here. Okay. Hildy, did you have a question? I thought you were asking a question at the beginning, but
yes. Can you go over to your different prices, please? Now
Yes.
that we have, you have given us the presentation. Thank you.
Yes. My 250 package is the one that most of my agents order. It's the most comprehensive. It's the photos, the single property website, the YouTube videos, the flyer creation, the just listed email to our agent database, and we do a social media blast on our site. That's 250. The 225 package is all of that minus the social media and the just listed email. The walkthrough video is 225, not the one with the agent branding, but the regular walkthrough. And then the Matterport goes by square footage because we're at the house so long. Virtual staging is $40 an image. And if you're on my website, pictureperfectllc.com, there's like an order now button, and all of my pricing is there too.
Okay, thank you.
Chris, is that the best way for them to place an order, or at least to look on things? I mean, it's a great resource.
Yeah.
And just so everybody knows, we are recording this, and we're going to be posting it probably like on Friday. So if you need to go back to revisit it, all of Chris's contact information will be on there, link to her site, also her email address. If that's okay with you, of course.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's always easier, I think, if you have questions, just to call me, and then we can figure out what you need and what you should do.
Sure. Yeah, and I would say, obviously, when first time you see some of the numbers, you're like, wow, that's a little pricey. Like you said, if you've got a $200,000 listing, or if it's, a listing where you've taken a little bit of a haircut on the commission side of things. But again, it's all about building your personal agent brand. And like Chris said, what do you want that to look like? Because this is material that you can use for the next coming years, literally 2 or 3 years from now, if you start building this properly. I would say at minimum, the professional photography package, I was very impressed with. That I think should be a minimum on every single listing. And then if you want to build on that with the other products, that's just, again, it's only going to be to your benefit, especially if you are actually taking advantage of what she has that is unique. That's the back end, and being able to get this to social. Because that's really the tricky part, is getting this stuff in the first place, but then putting it together in something that looks nice, but then also promoting it through your social sites. Anybody have any other questions at all for Chris? No. All right. How about Chris? Did you have anything else to add before we wrap it up here? We got a few minutes.
I love the back end because it's so simple.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we try and make it simple. I also have a tutorial. Like, some agents are like, can you just send me the tutorial? So the first time you use me, I send you the tutorial and the links to everything and your choices. If you only want professional photos, he's right. It's $195. So I think if you have a condo and you don't do anything else, do the photos. Even if it's not with me, do the photos. Don't use your cell phone. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, and keep in mind, those pictures are not just going to Bright. I mean, when you put a listing in there, they're going straight to Zillow, homes.com, realtor.com, you name it. So, it just makes me cringe when you see, an iPhone takes fantastic pictures for what it is, but I've also seen some houses that are great houses. I know that over my 25 years, I've actually bought 2 that had horrible pictures, but they were really nice houses. But they were super dark. They didn't really showcase any of the features. So something to look into for sure. And again, obviously, with the whole COVID concerns, I was very impressed with the procedures you guys took on site, and the sellers were really, really appreciative of that.
Yeah, all of my photographers wear booties, they wear gloves, we wear masks, and they actually sanitize their equipment after every home. They wipe it all down with alcohol wipes, and we totally do we have a whole procedure so that hopefully no one gets sick.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, did anybody have anything else to add for today's meeting?
How much preparation do you request out of the owner when you're ready to shoot the house?
That's a good question. So we have a checklist that I recommend you give to your sellers obviously the better the home is prepared, the better your photography is going to look, right? And we always say, think of a model home. Try and not have a bunch of stuff on the kitchen counters. Try and clean off the bathroom counters. Outside, tuck away the trash cans. Inside, tuck away the trash cans. Pick up the scatter rugs, you know, pick up the clutter, because it just makes your photography look so much better. And that way people aren't distracted by the stuff and they can actually see the house. So my photographers don't move anything. We don't clean. We come in and we shoot, especially now with COVID. We just shoot the property, so we're not touching anything. So it needs to be ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long, once you get in and we're set to go, how long do we tell the client? 2 hours, an hour, 4 hours?
So regular photography is an hour. Matterport, you know, 2 to 3.5, depending on the house. If it's a 7,000 square foot house, we'll probably be there 2.5, 3 hours. It takes a long time, but regular photography is only an hour or less. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
How long would it be for just regular photography and then the video walkthrough?
Probably an hour and a half.
Okay.
Unless the house is really big.
Sure,
Then,
sure.
yeah, about an hour and a half.
And just so you know, I think the video walkthrough is what's really popular right now. Not through you, Chris, but just in general, that's the kind of questions we get and what we're reading about, just because people are much more leery of going out and seeing houses in general. They want to see the house. They're not going to buy anything they haven't seen. But they'd rather get as much screening done up front as possible. So that's one thing that, you know, whether you're doing it yourself on your iPhone, just filming a quick video going through, but once you're getting ready to go to list, a professional walkthrough it makes a big difference.
Right. Plus, remember, it goes over to Zillow, which I think is really important. Yeah. Yeah.
And do you upload that? Did you say you upload to Zillow automatically, or is that something they do from the control panel?
Yes, so we uploaded to Zillow, and Zillow recently changed their procedure. We uploaded, the agent gets an email saying, hey, there's a video attached. You have to log in and like approve it before it actually gets attached to the listing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're coming up on 12 o'clock here, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the meeting unless anybody else, anything else. Again, we are going to post the video of this if you want to go back and rewatch it. We'll also have all of Picture Perfect's contact information, Chris's contact information. We really appreciate it, but this is important. Again, obviously, I think all of us want to build a listing inventory, and if you're starting to farm for listings, the first step is to really, all the sellers are looking for the marketing. That's really what they're looking for. And if you're not bringing anything to the table, there's going to be other agents that most certainly will. So just from a competition perspective, you want to make sure that you're starting to build this stuff. So we appreciate everybody's time. Thank you so much for coming today. Chris, thank you very much for hosting this for us. Again, I had a great experience, and I know you will too. You guys have a great day, and everybody be safe out there, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Chris.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.